because I'm pulled over. I do have some people that care about me. You dig what I'm saying? You want to know I'm all right. Yeah. But this is the Few the Proud of For Real TV. Of course, I'm your host, Raheem the Dream, better known as Top Cat. Who and what is programming you? You know I'm on my way to go see my kids. And the topic today with my kids is going to be who and what is programming you. You know, that's something I thought about this morning while I was out doing my other grind. I, plenty of grinds I do early. See, I'm up early out. I'm up early out getting me some money. But and I was thinking about that out, as I was out moving around. You know, who and what is programming you? You know, because what I thought about, and if we all be honest with ourselves, most of our programming came through school, our parents, other people we've been around all our lives, off and on. You know, all the places you've been in your life, all that is a part of your programming. The streets is where I got a lot of my programming from. The streets. You dig what I'm saying? And let me say this: everything I learned in the street wasn't bad. I actually learned some good qualities in the street. You understand what I'm saying? On how to be a stand-up man, to be a stand-up guy, to live and die by your word. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of that I learned in the streets. Okay. But who is programming you? Who and what is programming you? Now, I pay attention to people I see, people I talk to. And I found a lot of people programming come from what they watch on TV, what they see on social media, and what other people tell them. It's like this here. If you want to be a millionaire, you don't listen to your neighbor. You go to other or tune in to other millionaires. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, the programming. Most of my programming came from the streets, and I was programmed to believe in a lie. Because the streets is a lie. The streets is a lie. I'll say it again. The streets is a lie. And I tell my kids that. And that's what I'm going in with them on today. Who is programming you? How have you been programmed? See, when I say programming is your thinking. Why do you think the way that you think? It comes from your programming. It's just like a computer. That's why every day I try to download, not try, I download new things into my thinking. Like you download stuff into your phone or you download stuff into a computer, you can download stuff into your brain because you got to remember the computer come off the human brain. That's where they got it from, the human brain. And just like you can download stuff into a computer, you can download stuff into your brain. You know, amorisms, as they use the amorisms in the like on YouTube and Facebook, whatever you watch the most is what they shoot to you, is what they send to you. Um, the brain is the same way. That's why you look around and you see things that you are thinking about. So it's just okay. I'm gonna put it just like this. I'm gonna tell you how amorism works in your brain. I'm gonna tell you how it works in your brain. You never really paid attention to, let's say, a blue car. You go buy a blue car and you start seeing blue cars everywhere. Aneurysms. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody out there in the YouTube world. I want to give a shout out to the For Real team. Get a shout out to my big brother Seti. Yeah, that's my big brother. Give him a shout out. Get a shout out to GG. Give a shout out to my girl Yvette. You dig what I'm saying? you know, and the For Real team in general. So that covers everybody. That's a part of the For Real team. I wanted to single everybody out. But give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. I thank you all for backing me and some of the things, some of my business adventures, and some of the stuff that I do for the kids, because I do have people that backs me in that too. You know, so I'm gonna give a shout out to all that. But yeah, aneurysms in the brain, just like the aneurysms on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you watch the most, that's what they send to you. If you watch a bunch of garbage, people fighting, and all that kind of stuff, ratchet, whatever y'all call it. If you watch a lot of that, then they'll send you a lot of that. People who think that way, they see it all. They'll see that in the street. They'll pick up on that in the streets when they see it or wherever, because the aneurysms is in here, just like the computer, Facebook, YouTube. Whatever you watch the most is what you pay. Whatever you pay attention to the most is what you see the most, and they make sure they keep pumping that towards you. The brain works the same way. Just like I said, you go buy a red car. Say you never paid attention to how many red cars you see. You go buy a red car. You dig what I'm saying? You look and see red cars everywhere because you have one, because you're paying attention to it now. Them the same algorithms that they use in the computers, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? You know? So I'm giving a shout out to everybody in the YouTube world. But yeah, so this is what I'm going in with my kids today is who's programming you. You know, I've been, I've been learning the last 2, 3 years, 4 years on mas- mastering that. Have I mastered it? No, but I'm working on it. You know, because what I do is I put in more finance financial videos. I watch more of that than I do of anything. That's to keep the aneurysms going in my own brain. So in other words, I keep more positive things going on how to grow me, how to grow my hood, not my community, my hood, because it's a hood, it's not a community. But that's what I work on. That's what I work on. So that's what I pay more attention to, and that's where I put my time into. Whatever you put your time into, that's what you're going to do the most. That's what you're going to think about the most, and that's what you're going to pay attention to. So who's programming you? Who's programming you? So what I'm doing is programming myself. Everything I read, everything I listen to is a part of my programming. It's a part of my programming. So I'm going in here and work with my kids on their programming. Because see, when you go to school, you're being programmed. See, we went to school to be programmed to be good employees, to be a good employee. That's why you went to school for 8 hours and you sat still. Making you sit still was getting you ready, was getting you ready for was getting you ready for an 8 hour job. That's what it was doing. See, school, we was not taught in school on how to be successful. They don't teach you about money. They don't teach you about finance, even in college. Have I been to college? No, but I got nieces and nephews. I got friends that's been, and they don't learn nothing about money. They don't know. They don't learn nothing about finance unless you take a business class or something like that. There, you see what I'm saying? But I'm only just trying to say uh, uh, about the programming. Who is programming you? How are you being programmed? How are you programming yourself? We program ourselves by what we watch on TV. We watch a bunch of garbage on TV, so it'd be garbage in, garbage out. Think about it. Garbage in, garbage out. Think about that. See, these are all the things that I pay attention to. And the reason why I pay attention to them, because these are all the things that I give to people around me, to kids around me, people in my hood that ask me questions about this and about that. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the stuff that I give them. Who is programming you? Who and what is programming you? Okay, who and what is programming you? And half the time we're programming ourselves to a certain degree. And the reason why I'm gonna say we're programming ourselves, we program ourselves by what we watch, what we listen to. That's how we program ourselves. And most of the time we program ourselves with garbage. Why do I say that? Because most of the stuff that you're gonna see on the teleline, which is the TV, most of the stuff you're gonna see on the teleline box is gonna be garbage. You see what I'm saying? Unless you take control of it. Unless you take control of what you are watching. Unless you take control of what you listen to. See, I already went through it and I'm gonna go through it again with my kids. Is a paradigm shift. It's how we make a paradigm shift. It's how we shift that paradigm. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental programming that controls all of your habitual behavior, most of your habitual behaviors, and almost everything we do is habitual behavior because we do pretty much the same thing every day. Think about it. You do the same thing every day. Run out the house, jump in your car, shoot to work. You understand what I'm saying? We do the same thing every day. That's your paradigm. You see what I'm saying? Your paradigm. So I'm always working on how to change my paradigm. The way you change your paradigm is with new information. You have to feed yourself new information to make a paradigm shift. You understand what I'm saying? And so I work on that all the time on how to make a paradigm shift. I work on that all the time, how to make a paradigm shift, and I share with my kids. Matter of fact, I share with just about anybody that I come into contact with. I share. I share with pretty much anybody that I come into contact with. I hope I'm still being heard. I hope I'm still being heard. So paradigm shift. So who are programming you? Who and what is programming you? That's what we need to think about. That's something we really need to think about. Who and what is programming us, programming you? You see what I'm saying? Either you programming yourself or someone else is programming you. That's what we have to think about. Either you are programming yourself or someone else is programming you. So how do you program yourself? Once again, once again, you program yourself by the things that you watch on TV, the music you listen to, the people you surround yourself with. See, because we pick up things from everybody and everything, because your mind, your subconscious mind, is picking up things, and that's where you make the change at. You have to make the change inside of your subconscious mind. You understand what I'm saying? Inside your subconscious mind is where the paradigm shift has to be changed at, because we do it subconsciously. You ever been driving somewhere and you going somewhere else, but you'll get on a certain street and you'll just keep going because on that street there, you used to drive it on that street going to a certain place. You be like, oh man, where I'm going? Because I do it all the time. You dig what I'm saying? Because I'm a grinder. I be out grinding. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a grinder. I'm a clocker. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a clocker. I'm a flat foot hustler. You dig? But yeah, so that's a part of your paradigm. That is a part of your paradigm. Making that paradigm shift is the hard part. And how do you do it? Feeding yourself new information. Doing things that you don't like to do. That's what I'm doing. That's man, it's hard. You dig what I'm saying? Doing things you don't like to do and doing things that you don't know how to do. You understand what I'm saying? See, every time I go in here, it's a new adventure. It's a new adventure every time I go in here and work with my kids. It's a new adventure, and I love it. It's a new adventure. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's a mental programming challenge. You see what I'm saying? But I'm up for it. I get up for it. I don't have to get motivated for it. Why? Because it's my purpose. So when you have a purpose, you don't have to be elevated, motivated, or elevated because it's your purpose. This is my purpose in life is to save our babies. I hope I'm still being heard. I hope I'm still alive. Um, I hope I'm still alive. But yeah, that's a motivating factor for me. So it's a purpose, so I don't have to worry about being motivated. You know, when I get motivated is when I pull over right here and I look at that building, I'm motivated. I'm ready to go. Standing on purpose. Standing on purpose. Give me a thumbs up. If it's your first time coming to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Um, Hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. Tap that little bell so every time I go live or upload something, you'll get a notification. You'll be in the loop. You know, we got some things coming up. Starting in May, we got a sober house we opening up in May, a clean living house for people who is in recovery, for people who's recovering from drugs and alcohol. So we opening up a sober living house so people have a clean place to come and build their foundations so they can go back out in the world and conquer instead of letting the drugs and alcohol conquer them. And I know because I've been there. Okay. Matter of fact, I had 25 years clean on the 28th of this month. On the 28th of this month, I had 25 years clean. No drugs, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing, nothing. Clean, clean. 25 years. Did um but yeah, that's what it is. Who's programming you? Who's programming you? And that's something we all need to think about. We're being programmed every day by what we hear, by what we see, the people we're around. You understand what I'm saying? It's because even when you're not listening, you could be in a conversation with somebody else, and they could be having another people can have a conversation going on over here. Your subconscious mind will pick up some of the stuff that's going on over there. And then it'll pop to you maybe a week or two later and be like, man, that's what they was over there talking about. Yeah, I remember hearing that. You see what I'm saying? You remember hearing it because but you really wasn't paying attention because you was in a conversation over here. You dig what I'm saying? That's a part of your programming. That's how the mind works. That's how it works. See, no one ever seen a picture of the mind. You can't take a picture of the mind. You can take a picture of the brain, but you can't take a picture of the mind. Nobody ever seen the mind. But I made a picture of it, and I'm gonna share it with y'all. I made a picture of it that I use in here with my kids. I made a picture of the mind, and then I show them how the mind works. Paradigms is how your mind works. It's paradigms, and we have to learn how to make a paradigm shift. If you want to do something different, you have to make a paradigm shift. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna get on in here to my kids. Got they zoom the wham over here in the back. Got my kids some zoom the whams. And I'm gonna go in here and get busy. Go in here and get busy and get on my job. Yep. So I'm gonna sign on out of here. This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. Of course, I'm your host, Raheem Dream, better known as Top Cat. Peace and black power, power to the people. And let's make a change. Let's make a change. Let's make a change. See, we have to make a change so the young folks can see what they are to be. See, if you can't give them a picture of what they should be, how you expect them to be that? So you have to be the picture. So you have to be the change that you want to see. If we want them to change, we have to change ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? If we want them to change, we have to change ourselves because they're looking at us. They do what we do. But this is the Future Proud of For Real TV. Power to the people. I'm out of here. Have a great day.